I am going to teach you how to assemble a clarinet. Start with the case on the ground so that you don't spill it all over the place when you open it. And make sure the logo is on top of the case so you open it the correct way. The first thing you want to do is take out your reed and put it in your mouth because it has to be wet when you start to play the clarinet. But I'm going to take it out of my mouth so I can continue explaining how to assemble. So you want to start from the bottom up. So your lowest piece is your bell, which is right here, and next comes the lower joint. So I've conveniently already greased up this cork, but you always want to grease as you go. And this is what your grease will look like. And you just take a little bit and put it on the cork right here so that it's really easy to assemble. So to put the pieces together, you want to use a twisty motion, not a pushing motion. And you gotta be fragile. So you twist it, and ta-da, and then these two pieces are put together. So then you move up to your upper joint, and I'm not going to put grease on this one because I already did, but you should always put a little bit on every piece when you're assembling. And you do the same twisting motion, and then you move up to your barrel, which is right here, and do the same thing. Okay, and while you're doing this, you want to make sure that it's aligned correctly. So right now I'm not aligned correctly. So the things to look for, the buttons on the clarinet should line up with the logo at the bottom. And then you have, let's see, it might be hard to see. There are these two pieces right here, and they should go one on top of the other. So like that. And this also makes all of the valves on the front kind of line up. And then your two logos should also generally line up. So next you move on to the mouthpiece, and you take it out of its cover and you take off the ligature and you just put on the mouthpiece to start. And you twist it in. And you want to make sure that everything is all the way pushed in as you're going so you don't see any of the cork. Okay, so now you should have been soaking your reed in your mouth or in a cup of water if you want. So now you put your moistened reed on the flat part of your mouthpiece, which also has this hole in it. So you have a flat side to your reed and then a not flat side. So the flat part of the mouthpiece and the flat part of the reed should go together. And the way you put the reed on is if you're looking at the clarinet straight on, you should only see a tiny sliver of the black mouthpiece right above the tip of the reed. And then the bottom should be aligned with the remaining flat edge of the mouthpiece. So once you have that in place, you grab the ligature, which is the metal thing, and you slide it over really carefully, making sure you don't make contact between the ligature and the tip of your reed because it's very fragile. And then you slide on the ligature. And your mouthpiece has, I'll slide it up to show, these two rings going around it. So when you're sliding the ligature on, it should stop right in between those two rings. So put everything in place. You might have to loosen it up a little bit to get it on in the right position. And then once you have it all situated, you tighten it back up just enough so that it won't fall off. But it doesn't need to be too tight. Okay, and if everything looks put together and you can't see any of the corks and everything is aligned, then you're ready to rock.